Thanks for being with us on Fox Sports. It's 22-0 here at half-time. It is all the Magpies, and this is how they did it in the opening half.
Yeah, Troy Savage there. Yeah, just too big, too strong. You can have a look here now. Once again on the edge. Tom Humble intricate in that one. Off to the other centre, and Dylan Gilbert. Try two. And again, on the edges, you just find that the Balmain defence on both sides have just been absolutely terrible. And from players that you'd expect more of, again, you see Troy Savage there that puts the ball over the try line. That was try three. Again on the edge. And I think he could have probably, as you said, David, spun around and scored himself to the centre there in Dylan Gilbert, but decided to give it to Henry Rawalui, and that's the 22 points.
Let's check the body language of the Tigers as they exit the tunnel. I use the expression they have it all to do prior to the half-time break. That is very much the case. And that man on the centre of your screen is going to have to play a leading role, Nathan Waters, their halfback. And now the Magpies, fairly young side. And they are obviously buoyed by their form in the opening 40. Pelatalizi and Manu Kafawa there coming out of the tunnel. The last two players are a supreme in the opening 20 minutes and got their side going forward off the back of some spirited charges beyond the advantage line. Back underway. It was an error-riddled first half by the Tigers. Can they consolidate, start all over again, and be competitive in this second half? In 15, it's Nathan Armott. And a committed Balmain defence, driving backwards, but he slipped the ball to Humble. And this is now Benson Tupou tackled. Keith Eshman, the defender, along with Reece Curran. Open side, Daniel Mortimer. Mortimer was running riot in that first half, as we see Danny Howard playing at the lock forward. To Mortimer. Ryan out on the edges. He got away from Sean Meaney. A indifferent attempt by the Balmain right eastward skipper on tackle 4, that was. And now we see Danny Howard tackled again, his second touch in this set. A bear hug by Aloni Vunakis. Waters to the line, kicking over the top for himself. It was fielded there by Reece Curran, and the defence got him quickly in the shape of Nathan Armott. Now Waters away on the edge to Jason Chernak. Chernak struggling beyond the advantage line. Good leg drive there by the Tigers back rower. Hunt got him and back slammed him. They do not have a spring in their step, the Tigers, do they? They're going through their work here, getting through their paces almost in lethargic fashion. Junior Moores needs to see a lot more of the football. On tackle 4, Moores will play it back to Nadira in those flashy red boots. Now across to Iloni Vunakis. Vunakis turns his back to the defence, tries to struggle downfield. That's tackle 5. What will they do? It's to Waters. A kick straight ahead. The chase is a flyer there for Jake Mullaney, but his opposite number was equal to it. Tom Humble saving the day.
That's a great pickup from Tom Humble. Full speed, right on his fingertips on the ground, and didn't lose a step there. Good chase though from Balmain. Not a bad set. It'll be interesting to see if they don't give a penalty away here and try and get some pressure on the Wentworthville side.
Slowish play the ball there by Matt Bryan as we watch the Magpies working it out of their own danger zone. Let's go down to Drury for his halftime report.
Yeah, caught up with both the coaches at half-time. Paul Fletcher certainly wasn't happy. He wants the Tigers to force a few more errors on the Wentworthville side in this second half, muscle up in defence and really push each other with more support play. Doesn't want any more of this one-out stuff, which he says is too predictable. An update on Jason Chernak. He just had his knee looked at, but it seems to be okay. As for Wentworthville, Brett Cook, the coach, he was happy. He wants them to really watch the Tigers, though, in this first 10 minutes. He says they're going to come out firing. Wants quicker line speed, more...
Interrupt you there, Drury. Great run here by Jake Mullaney. Set sail for the corner. We'll come back to you. He wasn't held, and he flung that back to Charlie Hiratuku. A lot of black and white jumpers there now. They put him on the ground, and he'll play it back to Sean Meaney. So the Tigers, where they need to be playing this game, across from Reece Jack, and here is Waters, looks for the inside man, and on the fly there, Reece Curran. Well picked off in defence by Brennan Waters, though. Now Waters, a dummy inside. He might get there himself, Waters. No. And Nathan is stopped a couple of metres out from the line. They go to the open side now. The pass was a shocker. Over the top of Nadira's head. Reece Jack racing in there to grab it. Now it's Nadira in possession. He has no choice really other than to take them on. His support men were all flat-footed. Junior Moores, Jake Mullaney to the line. He started this charge with a great run. Junior Moores, it's been touched by the Magpies. Paul's drifted forward, and that's a turnover of possession. So Wentworthville will come up with it as we look at this replay. Let's go back to Drury to finish off what he was saying.
Yeah, Brett Cook just warning them that the Tigers would come out hard in these first 10 minutes, which they look like they're doing, which is good from their perspective. And also for Wentworthville, they've only used 2 replacements. He said to his troops, defend until you can't stand. We've got plenty of replacements left. Just a bit of an update.
Oh! Massive hit in the centre of the field. I've interrupted Drury twice now. Getting hammered there, Dylan Gilbert. That was a massive tackle. We need to have a look at this tooth rattler. And the man doing the damage, the hit man, was Aloni Vunakis. He'll be telling his mates about that tonight. That shook the foundations at Leichhardt. Drury, do you want to wrap it up now?
Oh, what a big hit from Vunakis. I'm excited. Let's try for a third time lucky. Lights are on here at Leichhardt, and just a bit of rain starting to sprinkle down here on the sidelines. I'm not sure how long that'll be around. The breeze has also dropped off, unfortunately, for the Tigers, David.
Yeah, they need every bit of help they can get. No breeze and a bit of rain to increase slippery conditions, and we see a mistake from Junior Moores. He does have that in his game, doesn't he? Trying to pop passes.
Yeah, you can just see this now. He just tries too hard. I mean, that's a lot. Yeah, it's a complete low percentage try opportunity to pass there. I mean,
there were four players
on him.
So here come the Magpies. Loose and feed. Troy Savage, and right on the halfway line he is tackled. 22-0 the Tigers trail. They've got it all to do. It's match now in progress for almost 46 minutes, and they really haven't looked likely. It's got to be said. Matt Hunt, a burst down the short side, former Gold Coast-based player, son of former Parramatta and New South Wales winger Neil Hunt. Cross to the open side, and this is Benson Tupou. He's been playing grade footy in one form or another for probably 7 or 8 years now, Matt Hunt. Was brought down originally to South Sydney as a part of their elite development squad.
He's played a few positions too, hasn't he, David, in the halves and fullback.
Here they go, Wentworthville, and looking likely again through Dylan Gilbert, who was shaken to the core. That massive hit by Aloni Vunakis. That's the turnover of possession, so the Tigers forced to do the hard yards once more as Junior Rokika plays it to Hiratuku, and here's Aloni Vunakis off a short run-up, and that's the reason he was driven back so comprehensively. He was, by and large, standing flat-footed, and that has been the Tigers' problem all day. Conversely, Wentworthville have always got bodies in motion.
They have, and they keep coming forward and coming at you in defence as well.
Playing a Jake Clark. Now Waters goes down the short side for a run. We're born out of frustration more than anything else. It was a 10-metre effort. Now Chernak in front of the line, got the ball away. I think it's Reece Curran, wrapped up by 3 Magpies. Leading the charge there was Dylan Gilbert. Open side and a long pass from Reece Jack that ended up being gathered in by Charlie Hiratuku over there. And he's tackled about 11 in from the eastern touchline. Junior Moores at acting half. He shouldn't be there. And now the kick downtown is fielded on the full, so nothing going right for the Tigers. As we see Dylan Gilbert returning the football. Good tackle there by Reece Jack. Copybook, in fact. Tom Humble. Rawa Louis got himself a 4-point up. Vunakis across the top. Nadira also in there. And now Matt Ryan and the defence getting right up in his face. Leading the way, Junior Moores. Matt Hunt, away to the 15, Nathan Armott. Hard and straight, that's his go. Curran was there, so too Nadira. Now Daniel Mortimer put some footwork on. A dummy to Pelatalizi, who was on the fly. That's the 5th tackle. Hunt to Humble. Humble kicked through, went behind Keith Eshman. Jake Mullaney there. Now he uses Keith Eshman and can't quite get away from Matt Hunt. Good chase by the number 9. And the Tigers, they've just been camped in their own 20-metre zone for the majority of this contest. More of the same here. Frustrating stuff for their coach, Paul Fletcher. Reece Curran. Tackled by Armit and Nadira at acting half. Junior Rokika, he had Junior Moores on his right and just tucked the ball under his right wing. Matt Ryan, the tackler. So Nadira playing at acting half, and this time he has a shot at the eastern touchline. He's kicked 2 out on the full today, but not that time. Here's the talented Tom Humble returning the footy and is now surrounded by black and gold jumpers. And on the ground, tackle number 1. Here's Ken Seo. He passes to Rawalui. Rawalui wrapped up by Reece Curran and Rokika. Now Ken Seo goes for a run. Not a bad effort. Half a break made there. A gain of 12 metres. Almost 10 minutes has elapsed in this second half. Now Daniel Mortimer, Pelletalisi, dangerous as always, away to Hunt, inside ball to Mortimer, pins his ears back, he's got the halfback Brendan Waters there who drops the ball, and Mortimer's filthy. There's a lost opportunity for his side, no doubt about it.
Yeah, once again on the fringe, you see Mortimer here squaring up beautifully, takes the man out onto big Pelletalisi. Good support play there from Matty Ryan as well. Back on the inside to Mortimer, who does what all good 5'8s do, and that's back up the middle. I'm not sure if he left that too early. I'm not 100% sure what happened with that pass there, but you know, young Brendan Waters just put that ball down cold, and Mortimer just showing his frustration by kicking that football away. Again, David, great football on the edge.
I agree. Yep, Ryan and Pelletalisi combining nicely over there. Nadira out of acting half, and good to see Nathan Waters trying to take the line on a bit more in the second half. Great tackle by big Pelletalisi. Now Nadira. And away this time in 20 to Reece Jack. Reece Jack still going. No support there to speak of. He's eventually rounded up by Daniel Mortimer. Now Nathan Waters to Junior Moores. He's got a head of steam up this time. That's what they need from him. Big and strong. Moores will advance the football behind the uprights, or closer to it anyway, and improve the conversion opportunity. 22 points to 4. The Tigers get a badly needed dose of confidence.
Well, that's gone from one end of the field to the other here, and after a long break, it was really well done. George Nadira up the middle onto Reece Jack, and that's just terrible defence from Matty Ryan. He's just gone down way before he needed to in that tackle on Junior Moores, and Moores just swatted him away. Tommy Humble there tried to knock the ball out of his hands, allowed him to progress the football right under the goalpost.
There it is. And Junior Moores very simply needs to be involved at every available opportunity. Now Sean Meaney. His first attempted conversion of the day, obviously. And this shouldn't be overly difficult for him. Flags in the air, so 22 points to 6. Can the Tigers build on something now? Down to Drury.
Oh, good to see Sean Meaney slot that one over. He missed about none from 5 in the warm-up. I didn't see him hit one of them, so good to get himself on the board there. Just a really small observation. Matty Hunt chasing Junior Moores right to the very end of that try. I think that says a lot about just the difference in attitude. I know the Tigers scored, but certainly Wentworthville, they're on today, they're enthusiastic, and they want to be there, and that's why they're leading.
Keith Eshman is now tackled by 3 Magpies. Simon Greaves, I note, is out there now in 14 for Wentworthville. His first spell in this game. This is Reece Curran. Nadira has moved to acting half. Now this is Matt Highland, the red-headed lock forward for the Tigers. Pete, there's no doubt the Wentworthville coach Brett Cook has worked out how to get the most benefit out of big Pelletalisi. He's playing like an extra second rower out there today, getting out wide.
He is, and he's also showing a lot of work, as I said, in defence, Dave, too. He's obviously trimmed down a few kilos. At this stage of the season, too, he's running into a lot of condition.
Ken Seo is tackled by Highland and eventually plays the ball back to Greaves, and this is 13 and a half gone in the second half. It's do or die for the Tigers today, so far as their top 8 aspirations are concerned. And there's a ball that went forward to Pelotolisi. It was called so very quickly by the touch judge, communicated with the referee. And here it is again.
Junior Paulo, a little bit of ball playing experience there on the edge too. And yeah,
I'm not sure it was that cut and dry.
Yeah, I think he called it more the angle that the touch judge would have been at as well. But you know, I can live with that one. Rugby union, it was a try.
Reece Jack got the pass away to Jake Clark. Clark tackled by Manu Kafoa. Down very low. He's back onto the field. Manis, former Rabbitoh and North Queensland Cowboy, has not fulfilled his potential in the game of rugby league. Manu Kafoa, he looked like being anything as a flag player. Now Waters, ball out wide, open side. This is Jake Clark. Good grassing tackle by Savage down low. Mullaney, Curran, and in 8 it's Andrew Pern. His second stint of the game. Armit receiving some attention. Might be an AC joint or something similar. Speculates Dr. Tap.
I was going to say that. Thank you for that.
Matt Highland. Back to Nadira. Zip it up, Pete. Waters grubbing kick through. Pressure here. Racing through there was Jake Clark. I made a fool of myself without you having to add to it. No need for embellishment.
Yeah, good little kick here from Nathan Waters, David, and you can see the chase there. Just well done there by the number 2 in Ken Seo, cleaning the ball out. So it's a goal line drop out to the Wenty side, and that's probably the first repeat set I've seen from the Balmain Tigers today.
Keith Eshman handing the ball straight to Andrew Pern. Massive leg drive from a big man. And eventually rolled onto his back by Troy Savage to slow it down. Here's Eshman.
He's been solid, hasn't he? Once again today, Eshman takes a lot of pressure off his pigs. Does a lot of hard work in there and is a big unit.
He looks to be a good prospect, all right. He'll play it back to Nadira. The 6 has changed roles in this game quite dramatically. And now we see Dylan Gilbert away for Wentworthville. He's got support too in Rawalui. He will not need it. Dylan Gilbert pins the ears back and gets try number 2 of the afternoon. Hiratuku was jumping out of the ground, but it was all too little too late. Gilbert, his second try, 26-6. The kick is a sitter from right in front.
I don't know what's going on here. Matty Highland off to Reece Jack, is it back on the inside, and that was never on. Pelotolisi did a great job covering the inside, and from there, 2 Balmain players fall over each other. Dylan Gilbert there with the try line wide open. No one was going to catch him. Hiratuku did a great job trying to shut it down, but there was no hope. That was just about the end now of the fight back from Balmain, I'd say.
Here's Charlie coming at the last moment, but Gilbert, classical touchdown. And now Humble appreciates that. We'll add the extras from right in front. No sweat, flags in the air. And 28-6 the scoreline here. And is this the Tigers' season slipping away?
I just don't think they're playing well enough, and Drury might come back on this one. I just don't think they're playing well enough to force a comeback, Balmain. They're not hanging on to the football. That try on the edge earlier on was great to Junior Moores, but that was probably the only time that we've seen any football out of them. And again, it was from broken play after a long break.
We've got many seasons in one day here at Leichhardt. It was sunny, it was cold, it was windy, it was raining slightly. And we'll go down to Drury. That very strong southerly breeze that Wentworthville had at their backs in the first half. You mentioned it had abated somewhat. That's still the case?
Yeah, certainly the breeze has died down significantly. Not the advantage that Wentworthville enjoyed in the first half. As almost another break there with Tom Humble told to play the ball. But yeah, certainly big blow that try to the Tigers, Dr. Tap, and diagnosis for Wentworthville at the moment, very healthy.
You do regret what you say sometimes. Oh, Matt Ryan has got the ball down and it was losing his shorts in the process. They get another try. They call out a hindy, don't they, when someone loses their shorts in this game?
That was a great hindy too, but Jesus is good football. Have a look at the quick hands there from Matty Ryan. Daniel Mortimer instrumental in 2 of those bits of action there. A pass earlier as well. Comes off Sean Meaney. Mortimer here once again. Johnny on the spot. Does very, very well to find Ryan back on the inside. Matty Highland wasn't going to be able to cover that. Then Reece Jacks just hung on for dear life, and Matty Ryan Well, the crack of day has just got over that try line.
Stop it. All right, enough of the nonsense here at Leichhardt. Well done to Matty Ryan. And 32-6 is the scoreline. Humble looking to add 2 to that. We are almost midway through the second half. Round 24 New South Wales Cup. And Humble's got the flags in the air. 5 from 6 today. 34-6 now.
On a serious note, though, Dave, that was great footy on the edges there once again from the Wentworthville side. And Mortimer and Humble are forming a great and dangerous combination.
Yeah, they look really good when they get on that left-hand side of their offence, don't they?
Yep.
Very snappy, slick work through the hands. Manu Kafau was tackled. Open side. Here's big Pelletolisi in front of the line. He popped the ball to Daniel Mortimer, who didn't appreciate that. It was something of a hospital pass, and Meaney, ball and all, and Mortimer not happy about something. Probably the fact that Meaney would have given him a gobful after the tackle. Wentworthville advancing through Simon Greaves. Here's big Pelletolisi. A runaway Mack truck beyond the halfway line. He's having a whale of a game. Best game I've ever seen from big Pelletolisi. Second phase, Matt Ryan back to Tom Humble, probing, looking for a way through heavy traffic. Now he uses Brendan Waters. He links up with Troy Savage. They're away again, Wentworthville. Playing like a team possessed today. Aided and abetted by some average Tigers defence. Mortimer probing. Playing with a lot of confidence now, Daniel.
He's playing good footy, Daniel Mortimer, squaring up, not afraid to take that line on at any opportunity that prevails.
Humble to kick through. Ahead of Tuku's got it. He's got speed too if he can get himself into the clear. Almost does. Ankle tap there by Brendan Waters, and now we see a one-on-one attempted by Danny Howard. Referee says held. Give it up, Danny. Junior Okika now is tackled for the Tigers. There's Zeloni Vunakis waiting to come back into the action. Corby, meantime, is back on the field too. That'll mean that Nadira will go back to first receiver. Here's George's red boots at the top of screen. Waters away to Reece Curran. Corby. And Andrew Poon right on the halfway line, stopped by big Pelletolisi. Waters. Well, no one can say that Nathan Waters has not tried hard in the second half. He's taking the line on heaps and trying to get them going forward. That kick was far too long, obviously. And the Magpies will get the ball back on their own 20.
Yeah, I think they're doing it quite easy at the moment, Wenty, and that ball just a little bit too hard there from Nathan Waters, but I think they've just got to try and salvage what they can to take a little bit of momentum into next week's game now, Balmain.
And the lock forward, meantime, Danny Howard is... no, it wasn't. It was Troy Savage. I beg your pardon. Apologies to Troy. Now, Valu Nasio in 16 is out there for Wentworthville. He can be quite effective too off the bench. Kensio plays it back to Greaves, and now Manu Kafoa. That was better line speed from the Tigers. They meant business, got up in his face. And Matt Hyland was hurt too. He's still on the ground in back play. Vunakis back into the action, and this player is hurt. It is Valu Nasio. Stung in that tackle by Vunakis. The kick down towards the southeastern corner. Mullaney watchful, and he's converged upon by a host of Magpies. The kick chase today has been excellent. They've just out-enthused the Tigers, Peter.
Yeah, I think they're on top in all aspects, Dave. I think their commitment in defence has been superb. I think their line speed shows that. In attack, they're pushing up with each other. They're working for each other in attack, and more importantly, they're working for each other in defence. We're
looking at Nasio, and referee has called time off. He may have picked up an injury here that will not allow him to stay on the field.
It was another big hit by Vunakis, David. He's been bruising in defence for the Tigers.
Yeah, so Nasio, who was only on the field for 2 or 3 minutes, being assisted from the play or from the field by trainers. And now time signalled back on by referee Matt Nguyen. A reminder, it's already semi-finals time in the Bundy Red Cup. You'll see a highlights package towards the latter end of today's show. There's Nasio going to the bench. was limping quite badly. Ankle or a knee injury, one would suspect. Corby back to Waters, and from a couple of metres on his own side of halfway, he shoots for touch. And a bit of a settling play. Wentworthville will get the use of the football.
Yeah, that's a good kick. I'm not quite sure that I'd be doing that. I would have thought you'd want to keep the pressure on them a little bit more than that. But
well, I think it's a negative play, isn't it?
Yeah, they need to score points. They need to keep the pressure on Wenty and try and force some errors.
When you're trailing 34-6, you'd think that there'd be more merit in trying to roll your sleeves up and get further downfield and then put a speculator up in the air.
Yeah.
Try and come up with another try. Matt Ryan, who's been strong on that left-hand edge for Wentworthville, wrapped up by Sean Meaney and Matt Highland. Nathan Armott back into the action. And referee has seen something he didn't like. It might have been a swinging arm by Andrew Pern.
I think it might have been a swinging arm from Sean Meaney, just quietly.
All right.
You can have a look at this here now and just watch him come back over the top here. And we got this one here now. Yeah, just around the throat. Not much to it, but it did hit him in the throat.
Yeah, so Pern was not the man singled out. It was Meaney.
Apologies to Andrew Pern, Mr. Tapp.
Yeah, apologies.
That's Dr. Tapp, Peter.
Sorry.
No, don't cut it out. You blokes will be apologising next week if it was an AC injury. I'll be checking and I'll be rubbing it in.
Bloke has one operation, he thinks he's a doctor.
Manu Kafawa. That Hunt waiting to come back into the action. Here's Joseph Paulo creating havoc and then losing the ball. That's unfortunate for him. It was a fairly useful charge down the short side. The Tigers will get the football back.
Yeah, he's a good player, Joseph Paulo. A very, very good play. Just a little bit looser. You can see this ball, one hand, tries to retrieve it, and then it's lost in that tackle there. Just a loose carry.
It's not a copybook carry for the kids watching, is it, Peter?
No, it's not.
Here's Nadira. Taking the line on. First time today we've seen George do this. Simon Greaves, the tackler. I think Greaves has graduated from the Bundy Red Cup squad, hasn't he?
I think so, yeah.
There's
There's a couple of those boys. Benson Tupou as well has played there. Kenny Seo.
Yeah, Nassio, who we saw carted off before. Here's Meaney, good run. And managed to get up and keep going. Now back to Corby. There's plenty of players there to stop him, though. And Corby 10 metres out from the line. Eventually gets to play the ball away. Now Nadira, who was flat-footed. They're all flat-footed, really. Now to Nathan Waters. Couple of passes out, and he had in support Jake Clark, but didn't use him. But they were not running. Mullaney inside. Andrew Pern doing his best to break them. Good tackle by Brennan Waters. Can the Tigers get their second try of the day? Waters, a kick that comes off Matt Hunt. And it comes back to the Tigers, and Junior Moores puts a kick in that was average, to say the least. Obviously, it was not ruled played at when it came off Matt Hunt.
Yeah, just unfortunate there. Ball's come back, and it is the last tackle. I would have thought that just to play this one out might have been as every bit as... oh no, he's just tried to put that little chip kick across for Meaney.
Why would he do that? Why wouldn't he just run?
Yeah, I don't understand.
Disappointing into that. Can I also say that Nathan Waters was lucky not to be penalised, because after that kick and the subsequent deflection, he actually held Matt Hunt off the ball.
Yep.
Hunt was screaming at the referee. Now Waters, and there's a lovely play. Paulo snaps it back on the inside for Humble. Referee got in the way, but Humble did well to avoid him. He's still going, Tommy Humble, and eventually pulled down by Charlie Hiratuku. Great run, Wentworthville. Good play, the visitors. Now Hunt, they keep it going. Mortimer got the pass out to Rawalui. It was behind him. That's the only blemish on Daniel Mortimer's game today. Speaking of the man, he has it back again. Eventually crunched. I think it might have been Vunakis. It was a heavy tackle. Mortimer a bit ginger on it. Eventually plays it now. Waters, and a lovely ball over the top to Ken Seo. He's got support. Savage was unmarked. By and large, perhaps that was a bomb try. Let's see what happens now. They go with Brendan Waters. A little kick. Nothing much doing there. Keith Eshman picks it up for the Tigers and got away from two Magpies, but unable to get away from Manu Kafawa, and also assisted by Daniel Mortimer.
That was good play there. I think that was a bomb try, Dave. Kenny Seo never looked outside. He had his number 3 there in Troy Savage, just steaming down the sideline, unfortunately. But great play again. Tommy Humble. Great ball back in from Joseph Paulo, and they're forming good combinations on the edge. He's very, very dangerous, though, Tommy Humble, on those little short plays.
11 minutes remaining in this game. So the Tigers now will be worried. Remaining 2 rounds of the regular competition. Inside ball here to Jake Mullaney on the fly. He got it from Junior Moores. Moores at acting half. He does that a lot, gets into acting half. I'm sure that's not what his coach wants. Here's Meaney. He got it back to Nadira. Nadira had to leap higher to take. Oh, did well, Nadira. Got the pass away to Hiratuku. Referee called play on. Some at the ground would think he was tackled. But Hiratuku has scored a well-earned try. 34-10 kick to come.
Yeah, good combinations there from the Tigers right down that left edge of the Wentworthville defence. George Nadira, a little kick across there once again for Sean Meaney. The number 5 in Henry Rayalui had come in, field a little bit. Sean Meaney there with the speculator back on the inside. Great job there, George Nadira. You can see him going to ground here. Just tell me... No, I think he was fairly well. I think it was pretty good there. And Charlie Hiratuku probably could have progressed himself a little bit further than that. He decided, well, bugger it, I'm just going to put it down over the line and that's it.
I'm here now, taking no chances. So Meaney with the attempted conversion, and it sails between the uprights. Good job. 2 from 2. Well done to Sean Meaney. And played a major role in the try as well. Nice little kick by Nadira. Got to give him a rap. He's had an unhappy game today and went some way towards making amends there. Aloni Vornikis returning the football now. 34-12 inside the last 10 minutes of play.
He's been good, hasn't he, Vornikis, when he's been on the field. Takes the ball up with gusto every time, and certainly in defence has been very, very strong for the Balmain side. I think he's probably been close to their best.
Here's Drury on the sideline.
Yeah, you're quite right, Peter. Just going back to that try, somebody tell Charlie it's not raining. I mean, he's dived for the try line 5 metres out. Just got over the chalk in the end, did Charlie, but... good try to the Tigers. Look, they're probably not going to win this one, it's evident, but fortunately for them, I have been told that Western Suburbs are currently leading Windsor deep into the second half at Campbelltown, which does help their top 8 chances. So perhaps Balmain right eastward, still looking okay for the 8.
Deep into the second half, eh?
Deep into the second half. Western Suburbs leading Windsor.
Junior Moore's a bit of ball playing, and it went very sadly pear-shaped. Out into touch on the eastern side. And another look at that. They went through the hands, and Adira out to Junior Moores. That's his best go, running out wide, and unfortunately, well behind Hiratuku. Really, there was nothing on out there anyway. Hiratuku was well marked. Junior would have been better off putting his ears back, taking them on.
I'm not quite sure of the sense of that one.
Here's Dylan Gilbert tackled for Wentworthville. Professional performance by the Magpies today. This is Troy Savage. No, it's Joseph Paulo. I'm terribly sorry. Matt Hunt. Magpies beyond the halfway line now with Nathan Armott. He runs into 3 Tigers. Andrew Pern, Nathan Waters, Jake Clark. Open side. Waters to Humble, and that's a forward pass to Matt Ryan. Play on was... the ruling from the referee, though, and here they go again, the Magpies. Manu Kafoa, and this time it's been ruled a knock-on, and rightly so. Pelletolisi disappointed. He came up with the pill and was hoping to charge off into the distance.
Yeah, just a little bit sloppy play here too from the Wenty side. Big Benisi just didn't look at that football then and was watching where he was going rather than watching the ball into his hands, and that was the end of it.
David, they want to be careful, the Tigers. They really finish off this game in the last 5 minutes. We mentioned Western Suburbs were ahead. The way Western Suburbs are going, as we see a kick from Nadira downfield, it is going to come down to for and against. Not a good game for and against wise for the Tigers. It's going to come down to for and against if the Magpies, Western Suburbs that is, keep winning for that last final 8th spot.
Yeah, sure. It'll all unfold in the next fortnight. Matt Ryan trying to advance the football downfield. Corby and Highland the tacklers. Easy metres out of acting half. Matt Hunt. Hunt looking for support. That's a 20-metre burst. Very lackadaisical marker defence. Daniel Mortimer Drifting, gives it to Pelletalisi. The big man's running riot today. They keep it alive. This is Nathan Armitt wrestling with Nathan Waters, and it comes out now to Jake Clark for the Tigers has got it.
Yeah, they're falling into some bad habits this last 10 minutes, the Maggies. The ball control up to this stage has been tremendous, but again, a sloppy pass there from Nathan Armitt trying to unload on the way to the ground.
Corby put on the ground by Manu Kafawa. Nathan Waters, Andrew Pern, Matt Highland runs into the massive Pelletalisi. Ball and all, puts him on the turf. Hiratuku comes into acting half to do something. Uses George Nadira. He cuts out Junior Moores. And out wide there. Nothing doing. It comes back to Junior Moores now, and he loses it. 6 to go. Play on, knocked down, played at was the ruling. So very lucky there for Junior Moores. Hiratuku at first receiver. Now off to Eloni Vunakis. Ryan and Armitt the tacklers. Hiratuku. Highland straight into Matt Hunt. Manu Kafawa helping with defence. Under 3 minutes remaining in the contest now. Hiratuku on an acting half. Nadira. He's at first receiver. Now Corby playing a running game. So there's a bit of switching going on out there positionally for the Tigers late in this game. And Corby is injured. Referee calls time off.
You'll see this tackle here too. I'm not sure how that's happened. Ball back on the inside. It might have been the second man over here. Nathan Armitt is just watch the legs here. Oh yes, the knee's gone. That left knee's gone under in that tackle. 3 big units on him as that ball as he goes to ground.
And you can see there that the Magpies defender's Armitt was immediately signalling to the bench. He knew that Corby was in a spot of bother, and this could be a very serious knee injury for him. He's in agony, and you hate to see that any time. Let's hope it's not an ACL. And Corby being assisted from the field. So time on again. Late in this game, Nadira takes the line on. Great tackle, Pelletalisi. He's been very close to the best on field, the big number 8 for Wentworthville. Defensively and offensive, he's just been lethal all afternoon. Now we see Junior Moores driven back and the ball dribbles out. Changeover of possession. It was the last.
Yeah, I'm just not sure what he's doing there, Junior. Once again, just a loose carry. Last tackle, turnover.
And plenty of Magpies defenders in there. It comes out the back. And we might go down to Drury for his final cross of the afternoon prior to the interview he does.
Yeah, thanks, Tappy. Should mention, if anyone's around in the Marrickville area next weekend, we have got the double header of the season. The top 4 sides all playing at Henson next Saturday from 1 p.m. Cronulla and Auckland and Newtown playing the Bulldogs, which will, of course, include our TV game. So it should be a smorgasbord of football down at Henson next weekend, Tappy.
The great traditional Henson Park venue, the home of KB. Grubbing kick for touch on this western side, broadcast side of the ground. And the Magpies simply soaking up time. Another 2 points to their season tally today. A number of stars for them. Their halves have been sensational. Brennan Waters and Daniel Mortimer. Pelletalisi, as I've said. Humble, dangerous. And that is full time. The siren sounds here at Leichhardt Oval. Wentworthville convincing winners have really put the cleaners through the Tigers this afternoon. And the Tigers coach Paul Fletcher entitled to be a very worried man post-game. Their season is very much in the balance. Humble Gilbert got 2 tries. Savage, Rawa Louis, Ryan Humble 5 from 6 with the boot. Moores and Hiratuku the try scorers for the Tigers. Meany 2 from 2. Let's go down to Drury Forbes with his man of the match.
A tremendous win for the Wentworthville side, and we're joined with star back rower Matt Ryan. Matt, a solid performance for the entire 80 minutes today.
Yeah, that's what we really wanted to get at, just play for the 80. The past couple of weeks we've been working towards that, and we've had some close results but not the win, so that was a good win for us.
First back first game back at Leichhardt for yourself personally. How does it feel playing against your former teammates?
It was all right. I suppose just another game really, but we needed to win that, so it's good to get the 2 points.
And yourself, I think we've got images of that try coming up now. We saw a bit more of Matt Ryan than we probably needed to. Your ducks ended up almost around your knees.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. I'm just happy to get over the try line really. I needed it.
And Central Coast next week, Daniel Mortimer said pre-game he's very happy with the way the side's going. Your thoughts? A bit of momentum now. That was a big win.
Yeah, that's what we wanted. We wanted them 2 points to go into the next few rounds. We got Central Coast and North, and they're all around us, so work towards the semis.
Tommy Humble was good today, wasn't he?
He was outstanding like usual.
Thanks for your time, mate.
Thanks, mate.
Matty Ryan played a major role in his side's victory today. There's the results of round 24 matches. Canterbury 39, Auckland 28, Central Coast 2 good for Manly, Cronulla prevailing over North Sydney, and Western Suburbs